forward to bringing this word to you today, and I'm going to get into some difficult study. I'm going to talk about the Godhead today, about God, His Son, and Brother Kent brought up this morning that Jesus spoke and said, "You have to eat my flesh and drink my blood," and many departed from him. And when he said this, it was a very hard saying, because they didn't take the time to understand. And we continue to have to say very hard things. We continue in this church, we teach very hard things. And that's maybe why we're few. There are a few of us, like with Jesus, many left, but a few followed him. A few stayed with him. And a few are still with Jesus today, because he is the head of his church. And we expect to find him still having a few followers always that listen to his word, and based on his word make their decision. So I never want to cause any offense to anybody, but I do have to testify to the word of God. I start a little easy though. Matthew chapter 13. Just to put us in the right frame of mind, Matthew chapter 13. And Jesus was giving many parables. He would teach in parables because sometimes it was an easier way to understand. Verse 44. And Jesus said, "Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto treasure hid in a field, the which when a man hath found, he hideth, and for joy thereof goeth and sell all that he hath, and buyeth that field." They have these metal detectors these days, and some people go around and they zoom around the ground and they find something. It's not easy to find sometimes, but they find the treasure. And when they find that treasure, they go, "Wow, there must be more treasure here on this land. There's more treasure. I know if I dig down into the land, I'll find more." But you have to dig. It's not just there. It's not just easy. You have to dig. So what does that man do? He sells everything he has to buy that land. This is a parable about the Word of God. When we find that treasure, it takes a decision to give up all that we think we know, all that we think we have, all the possessions of this world, and we make a choice to follow Jesus. When he called his disciples one by one, he said, "Follow me." And they got up right away, straight away, and followed Jesus. They had that right spirit. We see this many times. We see this with people who are searching for a treasure. It's wonderful when you see somebody searching and on a journey for a treasure. And when they find a little piece of that treasure, they want the whole field. And we do too. Reading on down, verse 45. "Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a merchant man seeking goodly pearls, who, when he had found one pearl of great price, went and sold all that he had and bought it." What we have is of great price. Indescribable price. Indescribable value. You cannot even purchase what we have. It's not for sale. When Peter was asked to give the Spirit of God to Simon, because Simon wanted to have that Spirit, he offered to buy it. It's not for sale. Jesus has already bought us with his life. He has already paid a price that none of us could ever repay or afford. So, let us not think we can buy the Word of God or the Spirit of God or pay our way into his kingdom, which is paved with priceless clear glass gold made in heaven. That New Jerusalem, which will descend out of heaven, Jesus right now is building it for us according to the plans of the Father. And it's going to be adorned, as Revelation tells us in chapter 20 through 22, with every precious stone. It's going to be an incredible, incredible New Jerusalem. When Jesus physically returns to this earth to set up his kingdom and take in his saints, it will be to a place that we could never pay for, we could never buy. I mean, I can't pave my front driveway with gold. I can't adorn my door with pearls. And I'm talking just earthly pearls. What we have is of a great, great value and a great price. And it's worth giving up whatever this world has to offer us for God. So as I mentioned, let me not cause any offense. If you agree with me, good. If you don't agree with me, I ask you to prove with the Word of God so I can understand better.